Hello everyone, welcome to Texture Myth. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to medical coding anatomy, where we will be mainly discussing about the classification of receptor by stimulus type 1 photoreceptors. Okay, so mainly we are going to talk about photoreceptor. We will see what is photoreceptor, how many types of photoreceptors are there, and throughout the session we will discuss so many important points that will be considered during the interview or examination. Okay, so we will discuss the questions as well as the answers that will help you to prepare well for your interviews and examination. Okay, but before we proceed further with these sessions, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for timing we are just mainly focusing on photoreceptor, but prior to that you should know like what is receptors, what is sensory system, right? If you know about these basic things, then things would be much more easier for you. Okay, all right, so let's start. And just one more thing, like to watch the sessions in sequence, you can also refer the Texture Myth digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find thousands of sessions, which is available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier, you can easily consume the content. And in case if you have any queries or questions related to that, then feel free to reach out to me through comment section. I would be more than happy to answer all your questions there. Okay, alright, so let's get started and see what is photoreceptors. So I'm sure like you can recall one word, that is photosynthesis, from your basic education, right? So you know photosynthesis is something related to light, right? Similarly, photoreceptors is also related to light. Okay, so if someone asks you in interview what is photoreceptor, so you can just take this simple definition. Photoreceptors are sensory receptor that detect light energy and convert it into electrical nerve impulse that are interpreted as vision. Okay, so basically it detects the light energy and convert it into electrical nerve impulse, which is later interpreted as vision. Now the question comes, where these photoreceptors reside. So it basically found exclusively in the retina of the eye, the light sensitive inner layer at the back of the eyeball. Okay, so that is retina, right? So it basically found at the retina of the eye. And if we talk about the types of photoreceptors, so there are two types of photoreceptors. One is rods and another one is cones. Okay, so let's understand one by one both type. The first one is rods. Rods means like there are approximately 120 million rods in each human eye. Okay, 120 million in each human retina. Okay, and rods are basically responsible to detect the light and dark only. Okay, so it can detect light as well as dark. Okay, not the color. So this is very important question. Okay, sometime in interview they might ask you what it detects. So it detects light and dark. They are responsible for night vision, dim light vision, peripheral, or you can say the side vision. Okay, so for these kind of vision, rods are utilized. They are extremely sensitive. Yes, they are completely sensitive. Even if they are exposed to a single photon of light, it will respond immediately. Okay, they are located predominantly in the peripheral retina. Okay, so it is predominantly located at the peripheral of the retina, that is called outer edges of the retina. Next thing, they contain a light sensitive pigment called rhodopsin. Very important thing, you should know what is rhodopsin, because this is something that like interview or examiner can ask you what is rhodopsin. So it's nothing but a pigment, light sensitive pigment called rhodopsin. Also it is called as visual purple. So basically when the light hit rhodopsin, it break down and generate a nerve impulse. Okay, and rhodopsins completely requires a vitamin A. It requires a vitamin A for its production, which is why a vitamin A deficiency cause a night blindness. Okay, so if vitamin A is not there, it will cause a night blindness. Now we have second thing, that is cones, second type of the photoreceptors. Okay, so first we covered rods, now we will cover cones. So if we talk about cones, there are approximately 6 to 7 million cones in each human retina. Cones detect color and fine detail. Okay, so basically it detects the color, but whereas on the other side we have rods, it is not defining the color, right? It is not detecting the color, but here in case of cones it detects the color. And as per the description, there are approximately 6 to 7 million cones in each human retina. Okay, so we can say they are responsible for the day vision, color vision and high acuity. Okay, they require bright light to function. They do not work well in the dim light. They are concentrated in fovea centrales, the central point of the retina, the area of the sharpest and the most detailed vision. There are three types of mainly cone. We have three types of cone, each sensitive to different wavelength of light. And somewhere we all know that human eye can detect the color in three major colors: blue, red, green, red, RGB, right? RGB. So in cone type, you can see S cone means short cone, which can detect blue color and the wavelength is short wavelength. Then we have M cones, that is for median cones. It can detect green color, median wavelength. Then we have L cones, which is for long cones. It can detect red color for the long wavelength. Okay, so we can say all color perception result from the combination of signal from the three cone types. Okay, so whatever color we are visualizing is a result of perception of combination of signals from these three types of cone. Cones contains photosensitive pigment called photopsins. In case of rod we have rhodopsin, here we have photopsins. Okay, so this is nothing but a pigment, photosensitive pigment, which is called photopsins. Now before we conclude the discussion, I just want to tell you few clinical significance. Okay, we should know about this clinical significance. The first one is color blindness. So result from the absence or dysfunction of one or more types of cone, most commonly affecting the red and green cone detection, more common in males, X-linked condition. Okay, so color blindness will be occurred if the absence or dysfunction of one or more cone types process. Okay, second thing is night blindness. Night blindness results from the dysfunction, that means most commonly caused by vitamin A deficiency, since rhodopsin require vitamin A for synthesis. Okay, so in this situation we can also call it an nightalopia. Okay, next is muscular degradation of fovea centrales macula, where cones are concentrated, cause the loss of central sharp vision, which is very common in the elderly patient. Okay, if they lose the central vision. So these are the three clinical significance that we should know, because currently we are learning about the photoreceptors, so at least we should have idea like what kind of disease can be caused by what. Okay, so yeah, and now we will talk about today's question, because answering question is very important. It will really help you to answer this thing during the interviews and examination. Also it can help you to recall it. Okay, and also when you are sharing the answer of these questions, it will give me the idea that you guys are learning from this series, and accordingly I will release the new sessions for it. Okay, but before you share answer, just keep in mind that whatever you are sharing will be helpful for others. They will directly, let's say if someone don't know the answer of this question, what is transduction, so they can simply refer your answer. So make sure whatever you are providing is correct, otherwise we will discuss it if something is need to be improvised. Okay, so if you share it frequently, I'll make sure to mention your name or your ID in one of the session when we are going to celebrate all the commenters. Okay, so yeah, please do share your knowledge for this question, but which is what is transduction. I hope today's session is clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching TechShare Myth.